Hello everyone, welcome to AFS Hackers. I'm Afshan and this is our third episode of our cyber safety series, that is Common Threats in Cybersecurity. In this episode, you will learn about the various threats seen on the internet, including malware, spoof emails, calls and text, and the different kind of social engineering attack. And most importantly, you will learn easy to remember tips on how to avoid these common threats. So without further ado, let's start. So let's see what is malware. Malware is a malicious software, and it is a software intentionally designed to cause damage to a computer or computer network. And because malware comes in so many variants, there are numerous methods to infect computer systems. So malware is the leading cause of compromised information. So it is important to recognize when your computer might be infected. So let's see some symptoms of malware on your device. So the first symptom is your computer or web browser dramatically slow down over a period of a few days or a week. Your system is freezing or crashing. Third is modified or deleted files, new programs or desktop icons that you do not recall installing or creating. Program running without your consent. It is another symptom of malware. Programs closing without your consent. Changes in your security setting. You will see some changes in your security setting as well. Next is unusual emails, social media messages being sent without your permission to a large audience. This happen in identity theft as well. Pop-up advertisement. Most browsers suppress these by default. So if you are getting them, something has changed those settings, or you have otherwise explicitly allowed pop-ups. In our first episode, I have already shown you how to disable pop-ups. Your default search engine has been changed. New toolbars in a web browser. You will see some new toolbars in your web browser. And browser links redirect to a wrong web page. So these are the symptoms of malware on your device. Now let's see types of malware we have. So the first malware is virus. Okay, a virus is a computer program that can copy itself and infect a computer without permission or knowledge of the user. A virus might corrupt or delete data on a computer, use email program to spread itself to other computers, or even erase anything on a hard disk. So it is a very dangerous type of malware, that is virus. Next is worm, a self-replication program that propagates itself through a network onto other computer system without requiring a host program or any other intervention to replicate. Third is ransomware. It is a very dangerous type of malware. It will encrypt your hard drive basically. So ransomware is a type of malicious attack where attackers encrypt an organization's data and demand payment to restore access. Attackers may also steal an organization's information and demand an additional payment in return for not disclosing the information to authorities, competitors, or the public. It is a very dangerous type of malware we have, and the world is dealing right now, that is ransomware. Next is browser hijacker, and it can change your browser setting without your permission. So they inject unwanted ads into the user's browser or replace the user's home page with the hijacker page. They may contain spyware to steal sensitive information. Next is Trojan horse, a computer program that appears to have a useful function but also has a hidden and potentially malicious function that evades security mechanism. Like it looks legitimate, but it has some malicious function in that particular program. Next is adware, also known as advertisement supported software. Generates revenue for its developers by automatically generating adverts on your screen, usually within a web browser. Adware is typically created for computers but can also be found on mobile devices as well. Some form of adware are highly manipulative and create an open door for malicious programs. So this is the definition of adware. Let's see the next, that is spyware. Spyware is a malicious software designed to enter your computer device, and it gather the data about you and forward it to the third party without your consent. So spyware can also refer to a legitimate software that monitors your data for commercial purposes like advertising. However, malicious spyware is explicitly used to profit from stolen data. Next is rootkit. Rootkit is a collection of software designed to give malicious actors control of a computer network or application. Once activated, the malicious program sets up a backdoor exploit and may deliver additional malware such as ransomware, bots, keyloggers, or trojans. Rootkits may remain in place for years because they are hard to detect, due in part to their ability to block some antivirus software and malware scanner software. Keylogger is a type of spyware that monitors user activity. Keylogger have legitimate uses. Businesses can use them to monitor employees' activity, and families may use them to keep track of children's online behavior. However, when installed for a malicious purposes, Keylogger can be used to steal password data, banking information, and other sensitive information. And keylogger can be inserted into a system through phishing, social engineering, or malicious downloads. So these are the overview of the types of malware we have. I hope you understand the types of malware. Let's see, how does malware spread? Malware can spread one device to another by any of the following means. So the first is through internet. Visiting infected website can expose your data to various malware. Once your device is infected, it becomes a repository and can infect other computers easily. Next is online media downloads. Downloading media like movie, TV shows, or music from questionable online sources for free is not only illegal but can be potentially dangerous for your device. So, online media downloads can also be a way to spread malware. Next is download free software. If you are downloading software for free, there is a good chance that you are also downloading undesirable programs along with that software. Sometimes they might try to add extensions, and at other times they might install unwanted programs on your computer. I don't recommend you guys to download this free software and medias like movies and TV shows for free because it may contain some kind of malicious software. Next is using removable media. Malware can spread from one computer to another very easily through removable media like DVD or USB thumb drives. Make sure that your antivirus software is up and running before you use any such removable media. Email attachment. Malware can spread through email attachment as well. If you receive unsolicited email with suspicious attachments, you should never download such attachments as they can infect your computer with malware. With over half the world's population using emails, it is no wonder that this is one of the most popular methods used by people with malicious intent. So these are the ways that the malware can spread from one device to other. Now let's see how to prevent malware. So the first prevention tip is keep your computer and software updated. Next is use a non-administrator account whenever possible. Like don't just log into your root account or your administrator account for all the activities. Next is think twice before clicking links or downloading anything. So basically think before you opening any email or click on a link or maybe downloading any attachments from untrusted source. So think before you click. Next is be careful about opening emails attachment or images. Next is don't trust pop-up windows that ask you to download software. Very important tip. Limit your file sharing and use an antivirus software. So these are the tips to prevent from malware. Now let's see the social engineering. So according to NIST, Social engineering is the act of deceiving an individual into revealing sensitive information, obtaining unauthorized access, or committing fraud by associating with the individual to gain confidence and trust, or an attempt to trick someone into revealing information, for example, a password that can be used to attack system or networks. Now, let's see the types of social engineering attack. So the first type is phishing. It's a very popular type of attack. So, phishing is a technique for attempting to acquire sensitive data such as your bank account number, your credit card information through a fraudulent solicitation in email or on a website in which the perpetrator masquerades as a legitimate business or reputable person. Next is a spear phishing attack. Spear phishing and by the extension, whaling use personalized information to target particular users. Whaling attacks specifically aim at high value targets like celebrities, upper managements, and high government officials like Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg. These are the high value targets. Next is voice phishing or wishing. In wishing, the attacker use phone calls to trick you into sharing information, and sometimes a live person might speak with you to increase trust and urgency. Next is SMS phishing or smishing. Text or mobile app message might include a web link or a prompt to a follow-up via fraudulent email or phone number. So, smishing is related to a fraudulent text messages the attacker will send you. Next attack is URL phishing. URL phishing links tempt you to travel to phishing website. These links are commonly delivered in emails, text, social media messages, and online ads. Attackers hide links in hyperlinked text or buttons using link shortening tools or deceptively spelled URLs. Next is tailgating or piggybacking. Tailgating or piggybacking is the act of trailing an unauthorized staff member into a restricted access area. Attacker may play on social courtesy to get you to hold the door for them or convince you that they are also authorized to be in that area. Pretexting can play a role here too as well. So basically, pretexting uses a deceptive identity as a pretext for establishing trust, such as directly impersonating a vendor or a facility employee. This approach requires the attacker to interact with you more proactively, and the exploit follows once you have convinced you they are legitimate. So these are the types of social engineering attack. I have not included all the types of social engineering attack. I have just included the most common and famous types of attack, social engineering attack. Now let's see how to prevent against social engineering attack. So the first tip is use common sense. Okay, very first tip is use common sense. Read emails carefully and make sure you know the sender. Okay, if you don't know the sender, then you don't have to reply to that particular email, right? So use your common sense. Next is only open emails and attachments or links from a sender you know and trust. Like if you are receiving an email that pretend to be a company and threatening you to shut down an account or a service, then don't fall for this trick. Next is go directly to a company's published website if asked to fill out information. Do not use a link provided in an email. Very important tip. Next is double check the message. Look for false from and subject lines, spelling errors, and grammar mistakes. Next is ensure that a website is secure by checking to see whether there is an S after the HTTP in the address. We are using HTTPS, that is secure website, and see the lock icon at the bottom of the screen. Both are indicators that the site is secure. Never enter payment information on a site that isn't secure. Next is be vigilant. Monitor your bank and credit card statement for any suspicious charges or transfer. Be suspicious of all unknown callers and don't trust caller IDs. This is a tip for phishing attack. Ask questions. If someone is asking for personal information, ask them to identify who they work for and then check to see if they are legitimate. Next is call the company back with the telephone number from your records or a number that is verified as legitimate. Don't just randomly share your information with other people on call. Next is only open and reply to text messages from a numbers you know and trust. Very important tip, don't start conversation with strangers randomly. Next is don't text back someone asking for personal information. If someone is asking you about your personal information, then you don't have to give your personal information to them. Don't text back someone asking for personal information. Next is don't click on links included in a text or email messages. Like I have got a lot of messages from so many people. Like you have won the lottery, you have won this car and all the stuff. So you don't have to click on that particular link. And I know it is all fraud. That is the reason I don't click on these links. Next is make sure you connected to the right Wi-Fi network. Double check the name of the Wi-Fi and watch out for other networks with alternate spelling or added numbers. Like so many attackers use this man in the middle attack, and evil twin attack is also there. So make sure you double check the name of your Wi-Fi. Next is don't do sensitive activities on public Wi-Fi networks. Avoid online shopping, banking, or other activities involving sensitive data while connected to an open network. Don't give the bad guys the opportunity to steal anything valuable like your social security number or credit card information. Very important tip, if you are in a restaurant, if you are in a Starbucks, if you are in a coffee shop, maybe in an ice cream parlor, then avoid doing online banking and online shopping. Okay, next is don't download or upload on public Wi-Fi networks. If you can, wait to share documents or download content when you are on your own safe and secured network. Very important tip, you don't have to download any any software or any movie or maybe any TV show on public Wi-Fi network. Next is consider using a virtual private network or VPN. Next step is schedule your computer to conduct weekly security updates as well as weekly antivirus scan. So these are the tips to prevent against social engineering attack. I hope you will implement these tips in your day-to-day life. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you like this video. If you did, then share this video with your family, with your friends, with your colleagues, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. We'll see you in my next video. Till then, take care and keep learning.